Right. The thing which is really disturbing is that I should have many more bobbins than this, but that's all I can find. Probably, and I should have more thread than this. That. Say, Lottie, that's what happens when you don't organize your own things. So, as Tim Gunn would say, it's a make it work moment. Alright. So I'm winding bobbins here. All of this is, of course, due to the fact that I was not able to clean up my own things, so all this would have been really organized. And, yes, really organized. But it's not. So now I'm having to organize it before I can begin my sewing project. Which is fine, it's just going to take a little bit of extra time. But, you know how it is. You know, and I hate having bobbins with the same color of thread on it. Hopefully this bobbin organizer thing right here will prevent that from occurring in the future. Going to need that. See, and the beer on the floor thing wouldn't have bothered me as badly, except that, like, it didn't happen the first time. The keg was stored there in the same way the night before last, and this didn't happen. So I don't know why it's happening now, but also it's like, it's a lot of root beer, and I don't have anything to clean it up with. The closest thing that I can think of that I have to clean it up with is back at my house, and it's going to be like a 15-minute drive out there, and then a 15-minute drive back, which is half an hour that I've already wasted, plus I'll have probably half an hour using that little sucking machine to clean up the root beer. I don't have time for this. It's 9:27, and I have to be at work at 4, which means that I need to start getting ready at 3, and I really want to complete a garment. So I'm sewing up root beer on the floor. Yes, well, this all amounts to absolutely nothing because I haven't cut anything yet. Oh, and that reminds me, I need their measurements. Yes, I'm now just walking around the root beer. Now, I have Joe's measurements. I have a lot of Joe's measurements. More than I'll need to do this. I mean, look at this. Look at this thing here. All this. All those numbers, all of those little things, all those all represent some sort of measurement for Joe. This is a tank top, so let's get really organized. Got shoulder, chest, mid-torso, stomach, and waist. And because it's a tank top, I don't have to worry about sleeves, which is neck depth, meaning, in other words, how low do I cut this thing? But, you know, you gotta take a risk every now and again, and 2 inches I don't think is that big. Like, maybe 2 inches is enough. I don't know. We'll see when we get to that. I'll just kind of cut willy-nilly and hope for the best is my plan. And now I believe I have all of the measurements that I need to make the tank. I'm also going to use the tank top that I have for reference, so I'm going to go and get it, and I'll be right back. So, here is the tank top that I have. Got it at Camp Eagle. Joe has one of these, but in a different color, so I know that this particular cut works on him. This is a size up, so I'll have to keep that in mind, and that's why I've got his measurements. But I should be able to use this for, like, the, like a little strap here, how wide to make it, you know, blah, 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 blah. All things like that. So, that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, the strap should be... Anyway, that's done. So, thank you to our special guest. Moving on. Now, I've got it. Now I need to go and cut it. I'm going to be using this old bed sheet, red. Biscuit gave it to me for our trim. I think, depending on how much fabric I've got. Because I don't have enough fabric in this, which is the rayon blend, to make the tank he's looking for, and then I would have matching trim. And it's red, and I don't know how he feels about red, but if he doesn't like it, I can always give it to someone else. I know he likes green, but I don't know that we have enough fabric in this, and I also don't have anything to trim it in, I don't think, which is very unfortunate. Or I probably have enough of it, I just don't know. So, I'm not going to worry about it for the time being. Now, what I want to do for the time being is to get things cut. So, I've got my rotary cutter thingy, which is good. I've got very nice Fiskars dress shoes. This is my cutting area. I've got this thing as well. It should all help me to cut. So yes, let's cut. To map this out on a matter of crap ton of this fabric. There's, of course, the root beer. Let's put on some shoes so I don't have to deal with the root beer, shall we? We don't need to wear socks, because that would just require extra effort. Okay, I'm going to compromise and make this 26.5 inches long. That is my plan. I'm just really hoping that it works. So. There we go. So, without any more ado, I have... oh. Dang it. You see? Okay, oh well. I haven't done this all summer, so that would be why. His chest is 35 and 7/8, so let's say 36, and 36 divided by 2. It's really not enough. I need it to be wider. I have a really wide piece of fabric. Really wide on me. I wonder how big my chest is. I don't know. Okay, now it's actually time to sew something. Took forever, but I really need red thread, but I don't, well, maybe I've got enough. We'll give it a shot. That was a text from Ben. He was asking when I'm going to send the tank top to Joe, but I'm going to actually give it to him when he comes up. Yes, as I was saying, let's move this, as you can see, my workspace now. I need to get my face, my lovely face in the frame. Well, you can't see my head, but who cares? That's a mess anyway today. So, yes, I'm not going to do orange thread. Instead, I'm going to do red thread. But in order to do that, I need to take this blue thread out of my machine. Use my bobbin holding organizing thingy. Basically what I'm doing now is nothing exciting. I'm just going to sew the, but now that I mention it, a lot of sewing is not very exciting. The final product is exciting, but pretty much everything else is not. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in it. I'm not tremendously, I don't know that it's going to be dramatic enough. Anyway, it's fabric I needed to use up, and I think Joe will like it, so really that's all that matters. But essentially, here is the trim. It's an old bed sheet, and I just need to sew it into position. So, this is the first time I will have touched my sewing machine in a long time. This is going to be very exciting. So, Let's hope that I get it right. Oh, well, already a problem. Yay, creepy fabrics. This is going to be one of those things where it's hard to sew a straight line, so hopefully this trim will come out appropriately, and if it doesn't, I can always just redo the trim. But I am hoping for good results, and not crappy ones. Of course, in order to know, I'm just going to have to wait and see, so bear with me, I will sew this quickly. It's actually starting to get hot, which is irritating. What happened to my phone? Ben, where'd you go? Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure this is not going to work. So, rather than continuing to waste thread, I'm going to cut it and be done with that for the time being. I'll probably just have to